brilliant young mind coming straight from IIT Gandhinagar, Rupak and Rupak Banerjee.
Hello, thanks for welcoming me. Tesla is making their self-driving cars, although that's in the market. But in the future, we can expect a lot of humanoids deployed with AI integrated in them, and that would make a great difference to the world. Minute things. In fact, what Neuralink is working on, like you can even see the wires, like it's so thin, making it so much miniaturized.
True.
So those kind of jobs will surely evolve. And of course, in the filmmaking era or in the filmmaking segment, it will be the graphic design, of course, is getting hit a lot. You can generate great videos through Google VO3 or ChatGPT or something. So exactly, in the production or in the filmmaking area, you have to use those.
In today's day and age, with so much being analyzed about you, like right now only you said, like through the wireless, through Wi-Fi, you can get to know so much about your health only. So how can you protect that data, and how important it is because nowadays it's very much it's worth data can be worth millions. So how one can protect it, and wow, and do you think we need certain laws in our country, or in, because right now also we are not having very strong laws. So what's your views on that? What can we do to protect, to gatekeep our data?
That's my conception in my first and second year, but which generally changes when you need to have skills. Or skills really matter, degrees matter, but skills matter more. In fact, Anupam Mittal said IITians have proven themselves to some point. I will of course employ you, show something so that I will employ you. You have to prove your worth.
True.
But here still you have to get the skills. And yeah, computer science CSE was my first in IIT Bombay, but I just filled it as per closing rank. My rank was not that great, but
dude, you're sitting in an IIT and you're saying your rank is not
and
great.
Yeah, another thing, never be too much overpraising of yourself.
True.
At ICSE 10th, I was All India rank 9, quarter later from CM, and I was kind of flying. Everyone just making me feel that way. So 11th, 12th happened, and
Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Kya Haal Chaal podcast. This is your host and host Apoorv Jha, and today we are having with us a very young and innovative mind on this episode. In the coming episodes, we'll be trying to cover more of student stories because, as you know, our majority of listeners are students and young minds. So we want to inspire them, we want to connect with them, and that's why today we are having one such a brilliant young mind coming straight from IIT Gandhinagar, Rupak and Rupak Banerjee.
hello, thanks for welcoming me.
So Rupak is not just an ordinary student. He is firstly an IITian, so it is in itself a big achievement. And apart from that, he has done a lot of things. He has been the head of the student cell. He has also been into a lot of he has invented. If I'm not wrong, you have got patent for a lot of your inventions as well. Yeah. And you are into a lot of stuff, not just into science, but a lot many stuff that we'll be discussing in the podcast. So yes, Rupak, the first question for you is, how's your Haal Chaal? How's everything?
In fact, it's been 3 years down here at IIT Gandhinagar. And from my first year, I have been quite an extrovert, I would admit. And the journey has a lot of ups and downs. In my first year, when I was quite nervously confused, should I be a senator of my only batch or not? And in the final years, becoming the secretary of the entire IIT Gandhinagar, that was something, a great change, I would say, a good change in me. So yeah, it's going good. And the final year hopes it happens better.
Amazing, amazing. And Rupak, the one thing that I have always seen amongst IITians or amongst engineering students is that they are very much passionate about that. उनके अंदर एक चाह होती है कि भाई engineering बनना है, and they are they think engineering, they breathe engineering, and they say engineering. So I want to know your story with engineering. How was your love story with engineering? How you got to know about कि यही है मेरा पैशन, यही मुझे करना है. एंड यस, व्हाट वाज द स्टोरी, लाइक हाउ यू गॉट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड टू इंजीनियरिंग एंड साइंस?
So, as in every general Indian household, up to class 10th, it's decided by our parents, mostly who are quite good academically. They choose the science field and they proceed accordingly. And in 12th, you have 11th, 12th, you have two options, either maths or bio, whether you're going to JE or the MBBS thing. So I chose mathematics. I loved it, and then it is a good decision. In fact, in my Fiji days, the professor used to say, if you wish to be a great athlete or whatever, the IIT gives you every opportunity. It may be 12 lakhs for 4 years over here, but it takes government 1 crore to make an IIT. So you should target those, like physics, chemistry, maths, all in for 2 years, and you would be happy in the next 4 years.
Wow, amazing. Also, do you read books? You like reading books?
Yeah, I did read a few.
Okay, if you have to like suggest me three books that any, or to our listeners, if you have to suggest three books that you would like say ki, these are some like masterpieces according to you, so what would those?
The first one would be The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. It shows like the entrepreneurship world is not all about roses. There are thorns in it, and we generally miss out the hard part. And there are very tough things which happens in your life which are not glorified. So yeah, that's one. And another would be Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like it's a classic, and it has it shows how money is made, how assets are utilized, and of course everyone, like we are taught in school, like how to pass a grade or how to get into placements, but how to make money plays a great role in your life. And
True,
third,
true.
like the most favorite, it's not a book, it's people. They teach you a lot in your daily lives. You should learn from people and see how they are doing their things, how they have a lot of knowledge to learn.
Wow, amazing. And I guess you know the your recommendations. Like I have seen this very often. Like it's an observation of mine, that is, by someone's reading habits you can get to know a lot about them. Ki, like what kind of books they are reading, what kind of literature works they are in. And also now will be when we are getting in this conversation, the things that I want to know is like, now you have described your reading habits, it showed me one side of yourself. But if you had to attribute three words to you, ki, like okay, like for example, if I have to say, I'll say I'm confident, I am creative, maybe I am creative, confident, and I'm a person who loves stage. So creative, confident, stage. These three words would be the ones that would be describing me. For you, what would be those three words? Ki, these are the things that describes Rupak Banerjee.
If I have to be three words, first would be calm.
Okay.
I got to learn it, and it should be an attribute. It makes you feel involved, and you don't need to speak always. And second would be like managing time or something in a way. Like you need not be starting at 3:30. You can start at 3:27 or something. You don't need to be perfect in everything. And the final word would be not so perfect, unperfection or that word.
Wow.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Dude,
not
you have to
perfectly.
teach me time management. I'm very bad at it. I'll be very honest. Like if I have to be honest about this, my whole team would be agreeing on this fact that time management is something jahan pe thoda I'm weak. So definitely that's one thing that I definitely need to learn from you. But yes, that's again, you have to be calm, because as a JE aspirant, you can't be like, you have, there is a lot of chaos around you, so you have to maintain that calm. And also, Rupak, when I was reading about you, one thing I came to know, like you are doing engineering at IIT Gandhinagar, if I'm not wrong, mechanical engineering, right?
Yes.
And I have also seen that apart from engineering, you are also into a lot of different disciplines or electives, I can say. Like you are doing finance, you are working on something related to finance as well, and you are also into many other electives like entrepreneurship, finance. So, and the choice was very amazing. Like the selection of the same was very amazing. So, how do you think that was like? How do you got the idea to do so, and in what ways it is helping you? If I have to share.
Okay, so just going back to my JE journey, after 12, I felt the entire JOSA counseling pump with respect to the closing ranks of the different branches in IITs. I even didn't know like what branch I would get. I came here with materials engineering,
Okay.
upgraded to mechanical in my first year. That's a branch change, quite common in IITs. But yeah, not there in all the IITs. And in my fifth sem, I got upgraded to a dual major BTech
Okay.
in mechanical engineering and artificial intelligence. Yeah, the
Okay.
CPI criteria and those things play a factor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a lot of things. I was the overall coordinator of the Entrepreneurship Cell the previous academic year, and I got a great traction over there. So I'm quite inclined towards entrepreneurship or startup, I would say, because there's a great line said by someone कि like अगर तुम 9 to 5 job करोगे, like as an estimate you can earn 30 lakhs 40 lakhs per annum,
हाँ.
maybe 50 lakhs. Just take it कि तुम 10 साल में with 5 crores like can be your revenue.
हाँ.
But if you have a startup, yeah, it's difficult to crack.
हाँ.
Of course, the crack code is difficult, but yeah, if you crack it, you can make it great. You can have a great like 500 crores something, but it's difficult to crack. And life should be a little riskier. At least at this age, you should take risks.
Yes, true.
And different domain like finance. In fact, I also participated in a Comquest competition. It's
Okay.
not a favorite or a quite a known field, commodity
Okay.
derivatives.
Okay.
Like simply as we have stocks in
हाँ.
different companies,
हाँ.
we have stocks in gold, silver, and those markets as well.
Hmm.
And the college emails provide you with a lot of opportunities. In
Okay.
fact, if you go through some YouTube videos, you can see like a lot of opportunities hackathons are floating in. You should just creep in over there and explore those things
Okay.
because it's the time to explore and you can learn a lot.
And also you have like one more thing I want to know about this is like if you like you when you started getting into these electives, what were like you were thinking that were you having certain expectations ki this would be helping me in this way, or you thought ki let's try this once and then let's see where it takes me? What was your like thinking about that?
Like whenever I chose something, maybe like preparing for a CAT exam or having a startup, of course there was money in mind. People say like money doesn't matter. I would say that after having the money.
True,
So
true.
yeah, there's a certain thing to achieve, of course, whether it's money or whether it's fame or whether it's helping people.
Okay.
Because it also matters, like not being a famous, but so that you remain in the hearts of people after you leave the world. So those are the things I look forward whenever I do something.
Perfect. Now, interesting. That's a good take to it. Also, you have also like in this whole discussion, you have also introduced AI as well. And right now AI is one of those buzzwords which is going on everywhere, despite of like whatever the field is, whatever the businesses, everywhere there is a connection to artificial intelligence. And so I wanted to know about this connection. I wanted to know more about this connection of artificial intelligence with various disciplines, and one of them is mechanical engineering. Like, do you see both of these verticals like coming across together, and what kind of like if they are, then in what ways in the future can we see this artificial intelligence and mechanical engineering working together, mechanical engineers working together, or the field of engineering working together, especially in the mechanical branch?
A lot, in fact, a lot. Tesla is making their self-driving cars,
Okay.
although that's in the market. But in the future, we can expect a lot of humanoids
Okay.
deployed with AI integrated in them, and that would make a great difference to the world.
Yeah.
In
True.
fact,
True.
yeah, you have like true humans working,
That's
and they can
true.
in fact think like humans. That's quite a way into the future, but that's the scope.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, recently only I guess I came across this article that AI has again like Google VO3. That is one of like that in itself is a very great innovation, and the way AI is now evolving, I think at one point it would be like I don't know, maybe it's like maybe I'm too wrong about this, but I think that at one point it will start mimicking the human brain. Maybe at now it will might take decades, might take a few decades, but I think that at one stage we'll be seeing that point of AI where it will start mimicking human brain and human psychology. And also, like people say that AI are like from what I have seen, the like I work personally in the podcasting and the filmmaking segment in the filmmaking industry. So one thing that I've seen is that AI is affecting the jobs in filmmaking, because filmmaking has certain projects, they have certain departments and people who do the work, and they have, that is their only, like they, that is their primary source of income, that project or that particular thing. But now AI is taking up that skill and the labor is just getting pushed up. But now to, like to counter this, like saying the, that is this saying that AI is taking jobs, people used to like, not even used to, they even say it now as well, that they say in counter of this that AI will be creating more jobs. Like AI will be having a lot more jobs created in the future. So, from your perspective, like you are closely working in a space where AI is something that is very much discussed and very much, like practically worked upon. What kind of jobs are we talking about over here? In not just like specifically for any industry, but in general, like what kind of new jobs can we expect AI to, have create, like to create for all the new generation, for all the youngsters? And there would be a batch who have like, like now I'm doing business administration, and there would be a lot of other youngsters who would be doing different fields, and they might not have an idea of artificial intelligence like you. So how would they be able to learn about the same, and what kind of things they'll have to learn, they'll have to change about their whole, like like whole system and everything?
Again, a common saying like AI was present a lot before, but right now the GPUs
Hmm.
have become stronger,
Okay.
and there is a not that famous market, but it has become famous nowadays. Nvidia,
Yeah,
like it
true,
makes
true.
the chips, and when everyone is searching for gold, if you sell the shovels,
Yes,
it really matters.
true.
So there are several jobs in the digital systems, signals, systems, and random processes area as I'm going through those courses. So chip making, making those minute things. In fact, what Neuralink is working on,
Hmm.
like you can even see the wires, like it's so thin, making
Hmm.
it so much like miniaturized.
True.
So those kind of jobs will surely evolve.
Okay.
And of course, in the filmmaking era or in the filmmaking segment, it will be the graphic design, of course, is getting hit a lot.
Hmm.
You can generate great videos through Google VO3 or ChatGPT or something. So, exactly, in the production or in the filmmaking area, you have to use those tools to upgrade
Okay.
yourself
True.
and make better filmmaking. That's what we can achieve through this.
Okay.
Everyone should look into it.
Yeah, and also like to follow up on that only, like you have said that this would be required, but let's say today a graphic designer who is very good at designing, like he has created some really amazing posters for films, for companies, not even like, I'm not generalizing it because I want it to be a much more broader thing, because a lot of students who are watching, they would be going into multiple fields. So like what kind of like things will they be doing, like what would be their role in that? Because like let's say today a graphic, an AI, we have made Google VO3, and Google VO3 makes really great videos, really great photos, or we can say really great poster or graphics. So the need of graphic designer would be removed. Now what I think was like, there would be someone who would be instructing Google View, okay, you have to make it like this, you have to use this art style, you have to use that kind of strokes or stuff. So that would be one kind of job that would be there in the market. What would be the new other jobs? Like this is one thing that I feel that like I have analyzed, that it would be the job that would be coming in the market. Apart from that, what would be something else that people can look up to in the field of AI? Like, okay, this would be something new, I can teach AI in this way, and this can it can do, like generate money for me, or generates a product for me which will be help me, which will help me make money. So what kind, can you share something about that?
Prompt engineering is a field, of course, it's
Okay.
evolving and it will be in the markets. There are several people who can make great prompts, generate great results from the GPTs.
Hmm.
And newer fields, several domains will get integrated,
Hmm.
like product manager, I would say. Like the graphic designer would have to see what kind of things I can add in an app
Okay.
so that it makes the user interface experience better. Like when you are reaching, suppose it's a simple app, like how many steps you cover in a day.
Huh.
When it reaches 10,000, it gives a pop-up congratulations or something that encourages like the audience involvement.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you have to study the user.
Okay.
That's really a great opportunity coming up. And of course, you can also like search in like what the user's experience would be better in GPTs.
True,
But
true.
it's not always true as per the demographics of the place you are in.
Hmm.
It's different for India, Europe, and different places.
Hmm.
So you need to work on it.
Hmm.
How much interacting with user, those kind of jobs will be increasing.
Hmm. Also, like now we are since like in this discussion, I want to shed some limelight on machine learning as well, because this is also something that is garnering a lot of like popularity nowadays. And when the thing like I learned about machine learning was that there are like three, like in basics, if I have to say, there are three ways to do that in which machines can learn. That is the basic way, like I don't remember exactly, but the third one is the feedback system, like artificial intelligence system, that based on your feedback they will generate results. In the first one, if you will say that this is a coin, then it will always, for any object you will give it will say it is a coin. Second way, if you'll say it is a coin, but then you will, and then it says it's a coin, then you can say no, this is not a coin, this is something else. So it will be able to differentiate. In third, it will take feedback. That was something basic, like over the basics, if I'm saying. Now again, a lot of technicalities are there which you would be better aware of, but this is something that has got like this concept in itself has got a lot of like eyeballs, that okay, machine learning is something interesting. You can teach machines that how they have to do the work, and like they work majorly on preferences, like based on k-neural algorithms, based on people's preferences. Netflix is one of the prime examples, that how based on your preferences they provide you results and everything, and how they use the cache system. Like if you are watching popular shows, like recently only the group in we are, it was shared in the group that how the cache system was, like it
Exactly,
was
yeah,
it is
true.
using. So what do you think about machine learning as in like as a field? That will it be something that will be helping AI to get more powerful, or it would be a completely new field with a completely like a whole new different scope for all the students, be it management students, be it engineering students, yeah, be it students from any other field who are interested majorly into business or starting something of their own?
So just to give a technical idea,
Hmm.
like as you have mentioned, like there are three main domains, the basic domains. Like it is supervised learning. You get the X and Y points,
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
like those are mapped together. The unsupervised, where you don't know how, like which should map to which. Mainly it's clustering.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like you have given a lot of data and you
Yeah.
cluster them together, maybe
Yeah.
the newspaper ads or something like that. And the final, as you say, like giving on feedback as
Hmm.
reinforcement learning, like as we teach a pet dog or someone, like this is wrong,
Hmm. Hmm.
therefore we give feedback, this response is not correct, and they learn accordingly. Of course, it's a basic human, it should be a basic human instinct, learning machine learning. And of course, there are how it play a role in AI. There are several new things coming up. As I have talked with one of my friend who recently done a research intern in Caltech,
Okay.
like neural networks and a lot of new things are covering the market, and it's a great research field.
Hmm.
And just to tell everyone, it's like everyone feels after masters, after PhD, like they go for professor only. There are quite hefty jobs, in fact, starting from 80 lakhs
Oh wow.
at Google, Microsoft, those places, where you have to do research in the AI domain or
Okay.
machine learning. So there's a lot of money over there. In fact, as in the recent news, as Mark Zuckerberg opened his wallet and got every OpenAI employee
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
much possible into Meta.
True. True.
So everyone is working towards everything. Maybe Meta is working towards VR, and a lot of scope are opening, and the future looks promising.
That it certainly is. Future is like, I mean, the most interesting thing about this is that like there are so many innovations that are coming now that you can't even like catch up to that. Like right now, so many things are happening. I've really find the like IT sector very interesting, especially from business perspective, because now people are like shifting so much towards AI. Like I have seen like very students who have not like been very much into computer science, into artificial intelligence. Now, computer science would be definitely a very constricted thing to say, but into technology specifically, if I have to say, I have not seen them being like, so much aware about that. But now, in the last few years, they are like all about like, dude, this AI software has come out. This is now doing this. Like, we are now having video generating softwares. We are having this, we are that. Like, I'm always now receiving like these kind of, we are getting into these kind of conversations quite a lot, and that is surprising, which shows that the impact is quite quite great. And also, I think one of the contributing factors to this is data. Like right now, the importance of data from the last 2 decades has been like going like this only. I have to admit that. And also, the databases are so vast. Like at one time, the data science was not even a proper field, and now scientists came together and like scientists and data specialists, they came together. They made data science a field, and that's how we got so many new things like JSON, we got SQL, and so many more things. They have their own stories. So, how do you think, like, over the years, people have, like, why do you think this happened, this phenomenon happened, that people are, like, now realizing the importance of data? And actually, if you have to say, for anyone, for any layman, if you have to make them realize the importance of data, what would it be? Like, how would you make them realize the importance of data? That, okay, this is the reason why AI is growing and why we are having this whole new field of business and everything. And do you really think that data is like that important, or is just being glorified?
Yes, we have data from 1970s, in fact, of the satellite imagery, I would say,
Hmm.
of the Earth.
Okay.
Fine. Like from 1970s till today, we have entire imagery how Earth evolved.
True. True.
What are the changes made in the Earth? And AI is all about scaling. In like there was a survey to know how much poverty is present in the entire world, and you have to go to every room
True.
for the census data. And it can be scaled by, in fact, seeing the satellite imagery of how many lights, like it's not directly proportional, but it gives a good estimate that by the lights glowing at night, that area is not that poverty stricken. Like that's not an exact criteria, but it serves well. And another being, it's must like the AI is working as a proxy. Like the Wi-Fi in your home can tell everything about your health,
True.
literally,
Yes.
by the electromagnetic signals, by the reflections it's making through your body. It can even say like if you are like put your hand up and everything, your heart rate, those things entirely. In fact, it's playing a great role in the sports arena where you can know the heartbeats of, in fact, the athletes. And there is a recent quite a lot cases in heart diseases, like they are getting strokes or something. So you can just attach a camera and see the condensation in the nose, that is the breathing,
Oh
as a
wow.
proxy, and understand their heart rate if they will suffer some heart stroke at night or like something like that. So it's a
Wow.
great for elderly people. So there's a lot of things coming up.
Wow. That's interesting.
And in fact, yeah, some datas are quite private, like the hospital datas. So
Definitely.
it's mostly connected to premier institutes.
Excuse me.
And actually, yeah, where they get those datas and they work upon and made some great advancements in the medical field.
True, I agree. And also, recently only we were studying about this, like we were having this discussion, but one concern also came up regarding the same, that is data leaks. Like when we were discussing about the healthcare sector, I guess I don't know, but recently in a hospital's whole database only, I guess in Gujarat only it happened that the whole database of that hospital was, hacked, or it was like tapped into, and unauthorized access was done, and that data was taken away. And recently also, I guess, billions of passwords were like leaked and stuff like that happened because people were like going to pirated websites and the data was getting exposed. So this is also one of the threats, I guess, that comes with the innovation. So, and from there, I came on the topic of cybersecurity, like how it is one of the most important verticals that we need right now. Because right now, more important from like money is getting generated from data in a way. Like if metaphorically, if we have to say, like not exactly, but metaphorically, it's and data mining is also something that is garnering a lot of eyeballs again. So how do you think, like in today's day and age, with so much being analyzed about you, like right now only you said, like through the wireless, through Wi-Fi, you can like get to know so much about like so much about your health only. So how can you protect that data, and how important it is to because nowadays it's like it's very much like it's worth data can be worth millions. So how one can like protect it, and wow, and do you think like we need certain laws in our country or because right now also we are like not having very strong laws. So what's your views on that? Like what can we do to protect, to gatekeep our data, and what can our country do in order to, like sustain, to secure the vital data that we are having, and yes, how can they do?
So there are technologies. Cryptography is one of them, where you decode, like encode the data first and
Hmm.
decode it. A great encryption technology. Those things should be advanced. And of course, I don't know whether it will be right or not. There is blockchain. That
Hmm.
is a decentralized way of working.
True.
So yeah, it's approved in several governments and not approved in several as well due to the privacy issues. And yeah, data. In fact, I recently got across a Netflix series, probably it was correct, Superperm, where
Uh,
the companies use the data of people to make themselves better.
true.
That's
True.
very true.
It's
Like the users' data was collected to get more engagement. In fact, that's a thing which ads use.
exactly.
Amazon and every company they show ads accordingly
Hmm. Hmm.
so that there is high click rate. And yeah, data is used everywhere. How to protect it? That's a great question. Countries should have great people in cryptography and other security areas so that it doesn't get leaked. Of course, you have great minds on the other side
True. True.
where they will try to leak the data as much as possible. We should have some good companies coming forward. In fact, in that movie, it was Apple coming forward to help the security of its users, so that in
True.
Apple Store there is nothing like it can collect users' data. So yeah, some strict measures are needed, but as a company, as a founder, you are quite excited to expand your business faster. So those things happen. Yeah, it's a both way win, and it's upon the people how they do
True.
things.
True. Yeah, and even like I remember that my teacher was teaching about cybersecurity. We have recently got this subject in our syllabus, and one thing she said is like companies constantly attack each other's like systems so that they can like get vital information, and even within companies there are hackers who check the security, ethical hackers as they say. And this is quite interesting, like nowadays, like how we are getting, like at one point of time, if I'm not wrong, at between the 2013 to 17 at a time, people were not very like there was only a certain people who were categorized as computer geeks, that they were only very much into it, but now everyone wants to be around them, and it's getting so prevalent. So it's like every single person, ranging from businessman to as even a simple student of fifth standard, everyone is knowing about data and about computers and about like so many things. Like I recently came across a kid who was so much into quantum computing, and I'm like, dude, and he was just in like not even fifth, fourth standard, and he has also coded an application which determines like it was to be presented in our school when I was in 12th, and in the ATL lab, like recently government has started this ATL labs initiative. So under that, he has, for the inauguration, he made this application which can determine that if you're wearing your mask correctly or not. That kind of application he made. I was like, he was in fourth grade. So I was quite fascinated, like, because again, it's not about the application but the efforts that have been put around, and the
Sure.
application from coming from the idea coming from a fourth grader, that is like, personally speaking, in fourth grade I would have not like even thought of coding something like that complicated. So this shift is very prominent right now. And as an IITian, like, what's your thought like on this shift? Like, are you happy about it, or do you think that it would somewhere create more competition for upcoming aspirants?
There's a lot of things which are yet to be known by several people. Because yeah, if you if you research on it, like Ericsson and those players are in those wireless fields, so there's a lot to learn. It's not like simply just AI, but applying them. There are several courses in our IITs as well, where you apply the domain knowledge
Okay.
to predict things. In fact, it can be used in aerodynamics. Aerodynamics has an entire great field, and like from designing of racing cars, aeroplanes, to know the flow of water, everything. Many things can be predicted.
True. Yes. And I guess aerodynamics is like, again, I don't want to go over there, but metaphorically, it's needed Raho more because of the things that have been happening, unfortunate things. Again, we'll not be bringing that up in the discussion because, but again, this is something that is something that I feel that would be needed. Again, shouldn't be detailing on this. I guess someone would not like it, and we may face consequences. But yes, uh, but now uh, there are so many things around surrounding machine learning and AI that you sometimes you think that you will never run out of topics whenever you are having this discussion. You will never run out of topics, and I guess that's why, personally, I would now like to move on. Like personally, if I have to say, then I would love to have this discussion for like the entire day, and I really want to. But again, there are a few more things that I want to know from you, and like
Exactly.
as we have discussed before starting the podcast as well, that we have to know about, as a student we have to know you, and as an aspirant we have to know your journey. Like for all the other aspirants, we want to know how you became an IITian from an IITian aspirant. So we'll be moving towards that. But before moving that, one last thing related to this, that is that if you personally, like, what you want to do in future with AI, like do you have any specific career, yeah, any specific position ki like, okay, I am specializing in AI and I want to, like go into certain field. Like maybe I want to be a QA tester, software engineer, or something like that, or maybe this company is my target. Something. It's kind of a personal question, but again, technical person.
My
Yeah.
short-term goal will be getting attached to some AI-based companies, maybe Scania, or there are good names.
Okay.
And a long term, not that long term, maybe 5, 7 years, it will be opening a startup based on AI or whatever the hot topics at that time and excelling in it.
Wow.
So, in fact, in startups, you need to have a knowledge of a lot of things. If you're the CEO or CTO or something, finance plays a great role. In fact, from the ex CTO of Wipro, I got to know there were two people who were equally qualified to be the CTO,
Okay.
and the person with the better finance knowledge got selected. There may be a possibility, like in technical wise, maybe that person was a bit not that good as the other person, but companies are there to make profits, and anything that helps them that way and not harm the users in a large way,
That's a
they will go
concern.
towards it.
Wow. Wow. So a lot of technical discussions, I guess. And I guess, yeah, this is very refreshing, and I guess our listeners also got to learn a lot from this. But now let's move on to the thing for which they are over here, for
Exactly.
IIT, for IIT Gandhinagar, and for an IITian. So Rupak, firstly, though, I want to know that, yeah, as an aspirant, like you would be having certain expectations from IIT. Ki when I'll get into IIT, this would be the thing. Like the campus would be like this, the studies would be like this. Are certain expectations which every student have in their journey as an aspirant. So, what were your expectations, and how many of them came true?
Okay, a great sports facility. Yes, it's a
Okay.
check. And good hostel rooms. Yeah, we have your condition hostel rooms as well. Another check. Placements will be getting crores, not that a good check. So,
Okay.
yeah, crores doesn't happen in second generation ITs at least. There are high packages from Zomato, Blinkit, which give Google, etc. Like which gives 30 lakhs, 67 lakhs was the highest.
Okay.
So there are good ones, but mostly towards a particular domain of CSE or AI, I would say. And others generally go for masters or PhDs. That's also not a bad thing because you don't know in the back in the future after
Hmm.
PhD you may be researching something where they're paying you a hefty lot of amount of money. So other expectations, I would say, yeah, um, socially you don't need to prove your worth.
Obviously.
Your parents
That's
are proud and
yes.
the tag says for itself. That's a great thing.
Okay.
And yeah, they start believing in you. Like the tantrums you get when you're in class 10th or 12th, यार पढ़ाई कर लो या नहीं तो कुछ नहीं होगा वगैरह वगैरह,
सही बात है.
those things stop. That's a great thing.
So, मतलब IIT tag is worth it.
And yeah,
It's
another freedom, that's a great term, and you should use it justifiably. And yeah, freedom you don't have when you're till 10th, that thing develops.
okay. Wow, amazing. And do you feel like there is any difference? Like a lot of aspirants when like from the interviews that I have heard on internet, they say that like in IIT also there is competition. They definitely point that out, but they say that their life before getting into IIT was much more tough than after getting into IIT. So what's your like? what was this? It the same case in your journey as well, or was it something different?
In fact, I heard from several speakers, Ashni Gupta or any other IIT alum, there's a lot of competition in IITs. कोई कुछ ना कुछ बोल रहा है, और
सही
that's
बात.
very true.
True.
When you stay in such a competitive environment and your friends are getting something and you are not achieving something, like, you push yourself to work harder. That's a great thing. You remain among that circle which works hard. And physics, chemistry, maths, that's the thing in your JE. Just study them, be all in for 2 years and crack it. That's all. And in your like IIT journey,
Huh.
you are given a lot on the plate. From
Okay.
economics, philosophy, everything will be taught in IITs.
Okay.
Some are good in dancing, some are good in learning some finance stuffs as well. So in IITs, you get a choice.
Okay.
In general colleges, there is a particular set of courses which is followed.
Hmm.
In IIT, you get to choose your courses.
Okay.
Like, don't get to choose all your courses, but kind of 50% courses can be chosen by yourself. Can be chosen by
Wow.
yourself.
Wow.
So that's a great thing. And the competition over there and here, of course, that's a national level exam.
Okay.
Always there should be some competition. Here you are stable. You just need to get that BTech degree. But still, that's my conception in my first and second year. But which generally changes when you need to have skills.
Hmm.
Or skills really matter. Degrees matter, but skills matter more.
True.
In fact, Anupam Mittal said, like, IITians have proven themselves to somewhat. Like, I will of course employ you, show something so that I will employ you. You have to prove your worth.
True.
But here still you have to get the skills.
So, so I can say that if I can frankly say that the stress is like
Very less
less
over here.
is very
Very
less
less.
over here. Like in the compared to the time when you are preparing, it's very less
It's
now.
upon you whether you want to take the stress or not. It's completely upon you whether you
Wow.
go to some leadership roles, fight elections, or be completely academic focused. It's completely upon you. But yeah, you should be that studious to pass the IIT. That's not really a tough thing.
And okay, that's again for some students that would be okay. That's something subjective. It's not for it is. But again, yes. One before going on to the next question, I want to ask you this. Like we were also like when we were coming over here, we were discussing about this. That you were in the elections as well for in the IIT student body. So how was your experience? Like I want to know about this. That's the personal question.
Like, the first thing I got to know, like, election commission has a lot of power,
Okay.
which I don't know in general elections in India, like those things happen or not. There are a lot of things which comes in, vote penalties, laws you're making, getting all the regions together. Like IIT is like a mini India. You have people from different parts of the world, or
True.
of India mainly. Yeah, world somewhat, but mainly India. So north, south, east, west, they have different tastes. Mostly it's advised that people are not segregated based on their origin in Marathi, Bengali, those things, but they do happen, which we really wish not happen as a student council.
Yes.
And you are in a lot of stress because you have an opponent who really wants you to lose in any cost. But it's a great experience. You get to know people who actually are with you and who are not with you. That's what you get to know, and a lot of learnings. So yeah, election is cool, but I won't be fighting another election again because I have taken a lot of stress, and yeah, that's enough.
Sounds tough. No, but at one point I was expecting that you might, if you have to do a career change, we might see you somewhere like in parliament or something, in the parliament saying about certain things that we need to change certain things or stuff. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, election is something like students are now getting the young population is now getting very much known about politics, and like when I say it's kind of an irony when I say young generation because I am part of them. We ourselves are a part of them, so we are like kind of referring ourselves only. But again, that's again a funny thing to mention. But yes,
Yeah, public policies matter
public policies do matter. Yeah.
because who becomes the president in US or who becomes the prime minister in India, it gives a quite a different global dynamics.
Hmm.
If you don't have a good person over there, and it's not on a single person but on
Hmm.
a entire region or a group, like they're doing better or not. So if the people of India judge better and make a good prime minister or great like representatives, MLMP, whatever, as they can have like the vote they have as per that. So it will really make a change in India.
Wow. And okay, now coming back to IIT, because again, this is a very
Exactly.
vast topic. Because leadership, I feel politics and leadership and global issues, they are something that is we need a complete another episode for the same. But yes,
Exactly.
so yes, circling back to IIT, what is one misconception if you have like if you have to tell me one misconception कि लोग को ये लगता है कि भाई IIT में something very marvelous would be happening, like they have a like completely they're like very wrong about certain thing about IIT कि okay IIT में तो ये होता है, but the reality is something different and you kind of get frustrated with that kind of assumptions कि yeah, this is not the case, the reality is something else and so on and so forth. So if you have to say one such thing कि okay, this is the thing that is not true about IIT, what would it be?
Of course, like people in IIT are not nerds. They do a lot of stuff from singing, dancing. In fact, in 5 weeks, the first 5 weeks of IITs, we are not taught anything. We are literally taught how to dance, how to sing, or how
Okay.
to be together. In fact, we are taught how a blind person feels. We are
Okay.
just our eyes are tired, and we talk with people and judge. We get to know how everyone in the world feels. That's a great learning. In fact, IIT Gandhinagar has it. Most probably other IITs are also developing it. That's a foundation program, if I have to exactly name it. And sports facilities, IITians are really good in sports. Not everyone, but there is a good chunk. So there are a lot of aspects which come into IIT and personality. I'm not glorifying it a lot. It can, of course, happen in general colleges, but here you get an edge. A
Wow.
lot. Like, I would again say 4 years over here is a great time to spend. If your BTech is not from IIT or from a different college, just try CAT and clear and go into some IIMs or some good colleges. That would be really good.
Wow. So yeah, that's a verified fact. IITians are not nerds. They are into many things, and it's because and like why I asked this question is that the first time when I came over here for the MUN when we met, I was having this expectation that IITians like now I'll be going in IIT, I'll be doing an MUN over there, so I'll be meeting the students, and they would be very like like very like as you said very smart, and to have a conversation with them you'll need to like prepare, you have to that is a complete whole new syllabus. So I was having that, I was very scared ki, how will I be able to interact because they are so intelligent, they're so smart, and they have like they might be having that some of the stories that I have heard is like some of them are a bit rude, again not to stigmatize that thing, but again that was one thing that I was having. But when I came, when I interacted with you, when I interacted with all the other fellow IITians, it was so fun. It was we had a lot of fun, and it was quite interesting. We had so many stuff we discussed about the student life and everything. So I wanted to ask this question: ki, bhai, one thing that you think, ki, bhai, this is so frustrating to hear. Ki, okay, IITians are like this, are like that. One thing though I got to know, ki they are like not as a ki they are very restricted, constricted. They love life and they have so much to talk about. So yes, and again definitely the nerd wala part. I also agree because right now the conversation that we are having, it goes to so many different verticals. So yes, definitely that's a fun thing. And
Like,
if you have to like you were saying that in IITs there are so many different things, different they specialize in different things, they have different qualities. What is if you have to like being in IIT Gandhinagar for so long now? What is the one thing that you'll say is the best about this branch?
this IIT Gandhinagar.
Yes,
Like, students make IITs.
true, true.
They,
Very
like the
true.
students, if they go to a different colleges, they will have a great culture. Mainly it's the students. Just a way of flexing. In fact, I it was my first time in Yuva Manthan,
Okay.
first MUN, and I won it.
Oh
And in
wow.
fact, I didn't know the first line which I have to say. Like, there is a particular thing which you have to say to start
Ha
the
ha
phrase.
ha. Oh, speech.
In fact, I was not aware of it.
Uh,
But it's like this, like to explore. So it was like exploring things. If you are into IT, there are several students who don't explore things, they are just studying and they regret it later. In fact, they also say,
true.
Ki, I don't want to be in front of a computer for my entire life.
Hmm.
Because you have to be a manager at some stage. You have to lead a team because you can't be stuck in the junior role always.
True.
And whenever you go into a senior role, there is management.
True.
And so every multidimensional set is required. And about this branch, yeah, I'm happy I chose IIT Gandhinagar. I have went to IIT Bombay as well. I'm not deprecating it,
Okay.
like depreciating it, but yeah, IIT Gandhinagar has a different homely feeling.
Okay.
It's new. It's like it got established in 2008, but it has a lot of things. There are no hostels above 4 floors. It
Okay.
doesn't feel like an apartment. They are, all are connected together. There's a homely feeling, and most probably it's in other IITs as well. You have to be in IIT whether you are in Gandhinagar or Ahmedabad. You have to stay in IIT Gandhinagar.
True.
So the entire batch staying together, interacting together, and yeah, the admins are also quite cooperative.
Wow.
And yeah, it's really good. I would
This.
always, in fact, my first year when we just came to the college, we were in the auditorium. We were asked how many of you wanted to be in IIT Gandhinagar. It would be like 1 or 2% who just put up their hands because they're from Gujarat or closer.
Okay.
And if asked again, I'm quite sure it would be above 90% who will be saying I will be
Wow.
in IIT
Wow.
Gandhinagar.
That's
over
so
90%.
good. That's so lovely. And like I can see the from the glow on your face only I can say that wow, that's like this place is a place full of stories and memories. And before getting into IIT Gandhinagar, you must be having certain branches as your target, like maybe IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, or some branches you would be having in target. So what were those like before getting into IIT Gandhinagar? कि पहले IIT Gandhinagar के पहले के preferences.
After 12, you have great aspirations. In Fiji, I was asked, in fact, the entire batch was asked where you are aiming. All said IIT Bombay CSE.
Okay.
And only 80 or 100 people in the entire India gets that.
True.
Actually, none of them got it, or one a single person. But yeah, when you get to know how things work, like you are
Hmm.
competing with a lot, and yeah, computer science CSE was my first in IIT Bombay, but I just filled it as per closing rank. My rank was not that great, but
Dude, you're
yeah, it
studying in an
happened.
IIT and you're saying your rank is not
And
great.
yeah, another thing, like never be too much overpraising of yourself. Like
True.
at ICC 10th, I was All India rank 9, quarter later from CM, and I was kind of flying. Everyone just making me feel that way. So 11, 12 happened, and I cracked means I cracked also WBJ, but I couldn't crack G advanced. So I had to take a drop.
Okay.
So that's the thing. If I had, but yeah, don't consider yourself too great at something. You should be humble to the ground always, because you know your achievements. You know if you are away from the field, you will get lost. Anyone can beat you anything at if they are working towards it. Like another great quote: "Hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard." That's all.
True.
Great saying.
True. Very. And I just want to like there is this really great thing that I want to point out for all of you that firstly, so you very casually mentioned that you got all India rank 9. So that is again that itself shows that how grounded person you are and like you are a person who remember your roots. You remember
Completely
that.
thanks to my mom. Like she made
Yes.
me that.
That's a very good thing. We all should remember this, and from Rupak, guys, you can learn this thing because this is something that you need to remember. If I'm not wrong, you also mentioned that you got a letter from the CM for
Yeah,
getting.
exactly.
So
It
see, these are the things. Like, despite of having so much, the demeanor that he's having, the like the attitude that Rupak is carrying, that is something that we all need to incorporate in our life. Like at one stage we all get very egoistic at one point कि, okay, we have got this, we have got that, we have so much, like now we have done this, you have done that, but keeping yourself connected to the ground, to your roots, that is something that you need to like acknowledge. So that's something that Rupak I would really like to find out and would like to applaud for that as well, because that is a lot of our young generation needs to learn the fact that just if you have achieved this much and if you are bragging this much, then it won't get you anywhere. So you'll have, so that's a very great thing, and I really hope that you learn this, everyone could get to like feel the same way that I am getting, like I'm getting inspired by this whole story, and everyone should be, because this is something really good. So thank you so much, Rupak, for that. And yes, if you have to, like, now we have talked about IIT, we have talked about ranks, but if you would have to, like, personally, if you would have to point out one single memory of yours that here that you think, like, is the best, the most beautiful memory, like, what would it be?
Um, Over here, like I still consider getting the trophy in 10th my best memory of my life. Over
Okay.
here, it would be like, yeah, celebrating birthdays.
Okay,
Like,
wow.
not much looking into the medals or those stuffs. Like, that won't be a memorable thing, but yeah, celebrating birthdays is.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. So, yes, I mean, like, that's the beauty of college. Like, you get to learn so many things, you get to make so many friends, and you get to, like, have so many memories written down that you can, like, like, tell the coming generation that how I used to be in college and what things I learned. And some things you can just, like, no matter how far AI goes, some things you can learn only from humans and only from, like, living in group. Like here also, as you say, we all the students have to live together to maintain that harmony, to learn teamwork and everything. So yes, and yeah, that is one really great thing I will say. But also, like, what would be that one thing that you would like, if you like, we have talked about the things that is on the more positive note, but if you have to, like, say that one thing ki IIT students are doing wrong, like in your observation, ki they are doing something that they shouldn't be doing, maybe like stressing too much, maybe like, as you said, maybe like focusing too much over what we say, more on studies and stuff, like, and not exploring, what we can say, exploring other curricular activities and everything. So what do you think would be like one of those things that you think that IITians shouldn't be doing when they get into IIT, and they should be like, they should be completely avoiding that in order to have a good time at and good academic journey at IITs?
They should explore much.
Okay.
Many are just tied to their rooms or libraries and studying the academic stuff. They all all the ideas don't talk with each other,
Hmm.
and in real life, you will be asked to lead a team or
Hmm.
play a lead role. It's not like about you singly doing stuffs. So those things matter. You should be a team player, and yeah, that's it.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, that's one. So yeah, that's amazing. That's good. And yeah, I guess that's completely kind of brings our whole point of the conversation, that it should be around students, and it should be around the fact that, you know, despite of achieving whatever you are having, IITs or IIMs, you should always remember the fact that uh, you are there for yourself only. You are there to learn, and you have to get the best out of it, and for not just for the world but for yourself as well. So yeah, that's a great learning
And
again.
exactly, be hungry. Like, there's a lot to achieve. Even when you have achieved the entire thing, you're
Yes.
feeling like that. There's a lot to achieve, but yeah, there's a lot to achieve for you.
Oh,
Like, you are
true.
not Elon Musk or something. Even he's aspiring to get like
True.
richer.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So that's a mentality, or that's a mental state. Like, you should grow, you should learn stuff every
Yes.
day.
So yeah, that's true. And okay, I guess that's very, again, that's so many things we have discussed in such short time, and I mean there's still room for more. And now we are almost at the end of this episode, and we'll be like now talking a few two more questions that I would like to ask you. Firstly, I want to know that now, as a person, everyone likes to, apart from their career, apart from their core electives, they like to work on something they term as a side gig or side hobby. Like for me it is music, for me it is playing guitar. I love to play guitar, and it's something that I'd like to do in my free time. It's a leisure activity, and it kind of like connects me to myself, and it connects me to music. And music has been a very great thing in my life. It has been one of those great vices, which helped me calm myself down, and which helped me navigate through the chaos that I have been having in my life. So for you, is there any such thing that like helps you, like just connect with yourself, or be like just be in a peaceful environment of peaceful simulation which you really, like look up to when you are in chaos?
I played piano, I would
Okay.
say, but I'm not an expert in it. In fact, anything. I'm not an expert in any sports, but I have played them from squash to table tennis. I can beat a very amateur player, but not a good one. So yeah, playing piano literally helps. Um, you don't need to be an expert. You just open one of the YouTube lyrics, just some numbers, and you will feel relaxed. Maybe the happy birthday song or very simple songs.
Wow. Wow. So I guess we need jam, guitar, piano. We need to do something someday. We just need a singer because I'm not a very good singer. I'll be honest about it. I'll be very honest about it. I have a few fans, but again, those fans are opposite of what we call fans. But again, in a funny way, in a sarcastic way, I'll say fans. So yes, and now, the last thing that I want to ask you before concluding this episode is that who is the real Rupak Banerjee? Like, not the person, the IITian to whom I'm talking to, but the real person, like, from, like, who is, like, what defines you? Who are you exactly?
A freak to have a startup and learn things, grow himself, have a good company, have good people around, and have something in life so that I'm happy at the end of like that. I am not regretting not doing this. So, and of course, grateful for parents for whatever they did. They did a lot of things for you, which you are not aware. Maybe you are thinking like every parents does, but they does a lot.
Wow.
They do a lot. Yeah.
Wow. That was amazing. That was deep. And yes, thank you so much, Rupak, for coming up on this episode. I guess it has, like sparked some conversations which all of students would love to relate to, and they would be relating definitely because there are so many aspirants, like who somewhere feel hopeless that it might not happen. And considering the competition, sometimes it might get through as well. So in these times, students like you are the ones who inspire them to look to, like, like not give up. Like you have also said that throughout the journey, I'm sure there would be points where you feel that it's not, like necessary. Why I'm like chasing this? Why I'm chasing this? Why? But that inspiration, I felt like somewhere I was about to ask that question, but throughout the conversation, I could like just see it through my eyes that you were having that, okay, I want this and I will get it. And yeah, definitely there would be chaos, there would be obstacles, but I will get it. And I guess the audience would have, our listeners, our awesome listeners would have also got to see that in you, in your personality. So yes, that was shining, and that was a lovely conversation that we have, like honestly. And yes, we would also like to, we have also brought something from you. This is from our gifting partners, Bazuki Perfumes. They have made this special hamper for you, and I'll just keep it here. And here. So, okay. 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 So, yes. And yes. So, do check out Bazuki Perfumes. They look good, they feel good, they smell good. And yes, thank you so much, Rupak, once again for coming on the podcast. And uh, before going, any message for our listeners, for our awesome listeners?
Um, Mainly, it would be you should know in a room when you should speak and when you shouldn't. Every step you are taking, anything you are trying to achieve, you should also know when to stop. If, like a never give up attitude is good, but it also you need to know when the battle is not meant to be fought. So you should be learning those things on your own, and of course don't have me as an inspiration, have yourself or your parents. That's would be the perfect thing for you.
So that was a very powerful message, Rupak. And I guess everyone should learn from that. Everyone should, take that as one of the most important learnings in their life. Because again, you need to understand that when you need to, because again, one tag doesn't define you. Okay, definitely IIT is something to look up to, but giving your whole life and everything that you have just for this one single vice is something that I think it's in itself is quite very toxic, I'll say. But again, if you have to do it, you will get it no matter what. And Rupak is a prime example of that. He has worked so hard, he has been there, and he's over here to inspire all of you today. So thank you so much, Rupak. Thank you so much for coming up on this podcast. It was a amazing, inspiring, and lovely conversation that we had.
Yeah.
And
Finally,
yes,
opportunities always happen. It's not
yes,
like if you don't get IIT, there's nothing for you.
yes,
There are IIMs, there are UPSC, there are a lot of stuff
true,
better than it.
very
So,
true. And yes, I hope you had a good time with us on this conversation. And yes, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. This is your host and host, Apoorv Jha. I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Till that, see you all soon. Bye, and have a good day. Thank you so much,
sure.
everyone.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks a lot.